कृष्णा, मुझे इक्विटीज में इन्वेस्ट करना है बट समझ नहीं आ रहा कि कहाँ इन्वेस्ट करूं। लार्ज कैप में इन्वेस्ट करूं, मिड कैप में इन्वेस्ट करूं या स्मॉल कैप में इन्वेस्ट करूं? शुड आई इन्वेस्ट इन एक्टिवली मैनेज फंड्स और पैसिवली मैनेज फंड्स? So when it comes to equity investing, there are a lot of questions one needs to answer. So in this video, we're going to answer all these questions one by one with data points from credible sources. So before we start this video, I want to give a small disclaimer that this video is purely for informational purposes and always refer to your investment advisor before taking any investment decision. So hi, this is Krishna Makharia, CFA, Executive Director and Head of Research with iVentures Capital. So when I was preparing for this video, I came across some very interesting data points. So in the last 10 years, when you talk about mutual funds, there has been 16 funds that have given returns of more than 20% year on year, which is 20% CAGR. माने अगर 10 लाख रुपए 10 साल पहले इन फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट किए होते तो आज उनकी वैल्यू 60 लाख रुपए होती है, which means they have grown by 6 times, right? तो ये जब 16 फंड्स को मैं ब्रेकअप करके स्टडी कर रहा था तो मैंने नोटिस किया ये 16 फंड्स में से 5 स्मॉल कैप फंड्स थे, 4 मिड कैप फंड्स थे, 2 लार्ज एंड मिड कैप फंड्स थे, 2 सेक्टोरियल फंड्स थे, एक इंटरनेशनल फंड था और एक मल्टी कैप फंड और एक ELSS फंड जिसे हम टैक्स सेवर कहते हैं। Now out of the whole universe of more than 3,000, 4,000 funds, there are only 16 funds that have given compounded annual growth rate of 20% plus. अगर हम ये सारे 16 funds को देखेंगे तो one thing to observe is ये सारे 16 funds में एक भी large cap fund नहीं है. Majority of the funds are small and mid cap. So I wanted to show you breakup of all the funds in various categories, be it small cap, mid cap or large cap, and want to compare them with indices, different kind of indices, to make an observation and to reach a conclusion what to choose between large, mid and small, and how to choose between active and passive funds, right? So if you look at my screen, I am showing you category wise returns of large cap, mid cap and small cap. We are comparing it with best fund in the category, worst fund in the category, comparing it with benchmark, and so on and so forth for all the 3 categories. So one thing to observe over here is in the last 10 years, the best large cap fund has given somewhere between 17% CAGR. The best mid cap scheme has given somewhere between 21% return. And the best small cap return or the small cap fund has given a return of about 26%. Index in this particular field has given about 14% for the large cap, 18% for mid cap, 14% for small cap, and when you compare it with Nifty and Sensex, which are one of the most looked after indices, they also have compounded wealth at 14% return. तो यहाँ पर अगर आप देखेंगे तो one thing to observe is the best of the difference between the best of large cap and index is only about 2%, right? The worst large cap fund is underperforming the benchmark by more than 3%, right? On the contrary, the best mid cap and small cap fund have given 21% and 26% respectively, and their indices is about 18% and 14% respectively. तो ये लोगों ने अपने benchmark को by a huge margin of more than 3.5, 4% से beat करते आए last 10 years. One interesting thing to note from the Excel is the best of large cap fund has given somewhere between 17% return. So in the 10 years that 10 lakh rupees invested into this fund would have created a wealth of about 47 or 48 lakh rupees. If you look at the worst of mid cap, that also has given somewhere between 16.25% return. So it would have created a wealth of about 45 lakhs. Similarly, the worst of small cap would have created a wealth of 41 lakhs, right? So what I'm trying to say is the best of large cap funds have given similar returns to mid and small cap, right? So when we do it yourself investing, DIY investing, most of us come with the notion that large cap are safe. Definitely, they are less volatile compared to small and mid cap funds. But look at the opportunity gap one would have created if they would have only invested into large cap funds and would have ignored small and mid cap funds altogether. This is the value an advisor can create by managing your funds between large, mid, and small. So when we do it yourself investing, most of us have this notion of getting a lot of large cap funds in our portfolio. But like we have seen in the video, there is a huge difference between large cap, mid cap, and small cap, right? So to summarize, we can say that if you were to be choosing large, mid, and small, and if you have time by your side, definitely small and mid cap can create extraordinary wealth for you. But when it comes to large cap funds, what makes most value is working with a passive fund, because the difference between an actively managed funds and passively managed funds in a large cap space is very nominal, right? When you talk in general about passive funds and active funds, most of us compare them from a US perspective, right? Because in the US, the flow of passive funds is very large, right? But in India, there are a lot of inefficiencies still existing, because very minimal amount of our population is decently investing into markets, and most of them, whoever are investing, are heavily trading based on sentiments, right? So in this video, as a key takeaway, which can be summarized as smart beta funds, so if you're keen on investing into passive funds, this makes a lot of sense for you. जब हम पैसिव इन्वेस्टिंग की बात करते हैं तो मोस्ट ऑफ अस ओनली फोकस ऑन निफ्टी 50, सेंसेक्स, BSE 500 because these are the most renowned broad-based index and index funds that one tracks in India. But जैसे ये indices है, वैसे ही NSE 90 और indices, 90 प्लस indices और मैनेज करता है, जिसमें आप और मैं इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं, जिसे स्मार्ट बीटा ETFs कहते हैं. तो when I was doing research for this video, I observed that most smart beta ETFs are beating these broad-based indices by a huge margin. So in our next video, I want to talk to you about 2 of such smart beta ETFs which you should have in your portfolio for an extraordinary return, right? So if you found this video interesting, hit the like button and share it with your friends, and also click on the subscribe button to know more about upcoming videos.